Sorry in advance for the horrible camera quality and the horrible lighting. As some of you may know, October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. So I decided to share my story. I don't really know what I'm doing on here. I haven't made a YouTube video since I was little, and they were horrible. I just have felt so alone. And it's not very much known or talked about, especially, well, in general, but as a teen going through this, the emotions aren't talked about. Miscarriage in itself isn't talked about, and that's what I had, a miscarriage. I didn't have a stillbirth or anything like that. So where do I start? And sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, I'm trying to. I was just so not used to it. So, me and my boyfriend, he's still my boyfriend currently, have been, at the time, dating for about 1.5 years. It happened, I became pregnant in January, found out in February. It wasn't planned. He was terrified. I wasn't terrified. I was scared, but I was definitely getting excited. My mother was not, I can't say she wasn't supportive, but she was one to bring up abortion all the time. And that, I'll put this out here. Me personally, I would never, and this is how I see it, kill my child. If you have a different view, that's fine. You're not me and I'm not you. I would never give up on my child, no matter how small. I just couldn't do that. And I always knew that since I was little, that I would never do that. I've always said if I ever became pregnant, I'm not getting rid of it. My best friend was the same way. Not as me, but as my mom was saying about getting rid of it. But my mom, she came around. She, for Easter, had gotten me a baby bath with a bunch of baby stuff in it and some things for me. And it was super cute. Had some, like, stuff that said favorite grandchild, grandma's favorite, or some stuff like that. It was really cute. And when we went to the baby store, or it was Child's Place, she was with my mom was with her friend, and her friend has kids. But my mom went straight to the baby section and started looking at clothes. And that was exciting, getting to do that. Early on, I started getting sick. Very sick. And I know it's normal in a pregnancy to get sick. I was losing a lot of weight. I was 108. No, was I? Like 115, actually. Or was I 108? I'm trying to think because the way my weight is just like everywhere. I think I was 108. Yeah, I'm gonna say I was 108. And then after this pregnancy, or during even, I was 96 pounds. That's how much I have thrown up. And Just everything, every smell, even the smell of my boyfriend, I could not deal with it. Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to think of things to say. I know I'm telling my story, and I know I'm like so not good at this. Um, Today has been very hard, mental health wise. Anyway, so he was starting to get excited. My boyfriend started kissing my belly, rubbing it, saying, "Stop making your mom feel like crap." Just little things like that. And I was so excited. We were gonna be a family. And it's not like. Also, we found out it was a boy. This was after I had found out there was no heartbeat. So this is how that happened. Again, I have ADHD. I don't know if I said that or not, so I'm kind of everywhere, but you get the point. I went to my 13-week appointment, and my mom had brought me because my boyfriend was at work. Also, I was staying with my mom to visit her. So, me and him lived together, by the way. I was staying with my mom to visit her, so she just said she wanted to take me when she dropped me off before. So we went there, and we were gonna ask about why I was throwing up so much, because I had went to the ER and everything, and they've given me some medicine because I was throwing up so much. Like, yeah. Anyway, we went to the appointment, and everything was going good. She was just telling me, because I had my insurance was all messed up and everything, so I was getting that figured out to be able to go to the doctor, because I had been going to the ER every time before that for sickness since I had found out I was pregnant. Anyway, so that was like my first appointment, 13 weeks. Went there. It seemed like everything was nice. Good. She was saying all the things I should stay away from, not to change the cat litter, all this other stuff. And I was getting excited. So the lady came and talked to me. My mom wasn't allowed in. We wanted her to, because we had some questions again, because I was throwing up like a lot all the time over everything. And when I say a lot, like, again, I was 108. I lost a lot of pounds. At the end of this, I was 96 pounds. Anyway. So then it was time to look at the ultrasound. And she puts a gel on and starts moving the thing around my belly. And before even she put it on, she was like, "Oh, your stomach's kind of small for 13 weeks," even though like some people don't start showing each other. But she's like, "Oh, that could just be normal. It's fine." So she's moving it around and she's not saying anything, and I could just tell something was wrong. I could just tell something was wrong because she wasn't saying anything. I just saw her looking at the screen. And I just knew my heart was already dropping slowly. She says, the baby looks like it's measuring 10 weeks. And I don't see a heartbeat. Let me look more. So she kept running around. And she says, I'm sorry. I don't see a heartbeat. And I'm not crying at this point. I'm in my head. Just wanting it to be, like, wanting that not to be real. And so they finally let my mom, and she goes to the door to go grab her. And when she leaves, I just start bursting out in tears. I can't hold myself together. So by the time my mom's in there, there's tears running down my face. And they didn't tell her anything before she entered the room. So she was like, what's wrong? Is everything okay? And I wasn't saying much. I wasn't really talking at all. All I could do was just cry. She said there's no heartbeat. And so my mom came around and sat by me. And she was even crying a little bit. And we were gonna have to go to blood work that day. This is before they knew there was no heartbeat. But we were gonna have to go to blood work, get blood work done. So they made it so they could just do it there instead of going to Quest. And they took, I think, like 15 tubes of blood. And I hate needles. I cannot stand them. They scare me. I hate getting my blood taken, but I was just so numb. I was just so numb. I didn't even care. Just sat there, crying. I wanted it to be fake. I didn't want it to be true. But we had to go to the ER for them to confirm that there was no heartbeat. At that time, I just felt it. I was just like, there's not. Like, if she couldn't find it, they're not gonna find one either. So I wasn't even hopeful. By the time we went to the ER, I just closed my eyes. And the girl just kept rubbing the thing around, and I just wanted her to stop. I just wanted it to stop. I just kept crying, and then they confirmed it, which I already knew was gonna happen. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be crying like this. And this happened back in April. Anyway. Early in the pregnancy, I had woken up in the middle of the night with a sharp pain. And it hurt bad. Like, I had to go to the bathroom. And I was sitting there, like, wondering if I had to use the bathroom or something. And then I almost passed out. Basically, my eyes went black. And at that time, I was terrified. I put my feet on the stool. At this time when I couldn't see, like, I was literally seeing black, I knew what to do, so I got down, like, feeling around so I could feel, okay, I'm on the toilet. I'm gonna lay on the ground and put my feet up. I couldn't see anything. It was all black. and I was like, I wasn't being that loud, but I was saying help, help. But nobody was coming. So then I waited. And when I could see better, I crawled a little bit out of the bathroom, went to the room, and I tried to wake up my boyfriend. And he was woken up, but he was like halfway asleep. And I was just like, you need to take me to the ER. Please take me to the ER. Something might be wrong. And it's just like, babe, just go to sleep. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning. And he was just like, just go to sleep. Well, I'll take you early in the morning, which he did at 6. And I told them I was pregnant. And this time, I mean, like, when I say early, I mean, like, 2-3 weeks into the pregnancy. It was, like, super early. So they said that it could be ectopic, which when we found out it wasn't, I was so happy that my baby was okay. And I was so scared for it to be. But it wasn't. Blood work came back good. They let us leave. Anyway, I'm sorry this video is so long. I know that's like more common nowadays though, for longer YouTube videos. Anyway. I was modeling beforehand. I was about to get sent to New York before I got pregnant. And I was supposed to leave soon. And then I had to tell my agent, like, I'm pregnant, I feel like crap, I cannot. And then she's like, okay, what are your plans or whatever? So that happened. And then right after everything happened, my mom jumped straight onto that and was like, we got to get in contact with your agent again. We got to send you out to New York and get you back going on that. And I just was not mentally ready for that at all. I'm still not. This happened back in April. It is now October, which is also the month my baby was supposed to be born. Around this time, too. I don't really know. I guess I'm making this video because I know there's somebody out there that needs to hear this or feels alone that's maybe around the same age as me. Even if you're not, even if you just gone through miscarriage, like, before I got pregnant, I didn't even know, like, even while I didn't know that would happen. Like, I didn't think anything was gonna be wrong with my baby. Like, I thought my baby, like, I was gonna have my baby. Nothing, I wasn't gonna lose it. I didn't have that thought in my mind. I didn't know how common it was. 1 in 4 women. It's so crazy. What else did I want to say? After we had an option, I had to make a decision between getting a DNC, I believe it's called, having them give you pills to have a miscarriage, induce the miscarriage, or to just let it happen naturally. And at this point, since the baby was measuring 10 weeks, and I was supposed to be 13 weeks, it's already was it in my body deceased. for a few weeks. So at first I decided to do the natural way, but then I changed my mind because at this point I was super sick still. And what is the point of being that sick when your baby's not even alive? So I held off for like a week on doing it because I was just so scared. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to believe that my baby was still alive, but I knew my baby wasn't. So I took the tablets, dissolved them in my mouth, and I don't know, within like 3-4 hours, my stomach started hurting a lot, like contractions, and a lot of people that there's not really a lot of information or a lot of people saying stuff about this, so I don't really know, but for me, my water actually broke. Like, my water fucking broke. Don't mean to curse, I'm sorry. And at first I thought it was a bunch of blood, but it was my water. And I know some people don't even experience that water breaking. It's just blood. So I thought there was just a bunch of blood, so I rushed to the bathroom because it was like, and it was just my water. My underwear, my shorts were soaked, everything was soaked. And that's when it started. The contractions started to get bad or worse. I also had bought a miscarriage kit from this Heaven's Gain Ministries, which I'm so glad I came upon that. I bought a mini casket and a miscarriage kit to be able to try and catch my baby, which I did. I do have photos of that. But I don't know if you guys would want to see that. It's a lot, very graphic. But anyway, so I went to the bathroom a couple times and it was just blood, a couple clots, and I was scared that one of those clots might have been my baby. But I had a thing and I was looking and it wasn't. So I did flush them. And then I went back to the room and I was laying down for a little bit and then I stood up, but it felt like a big, like, tennis ball. Like I needed to push it out. And it was hurting a lot. Like, when I'm saying contractions, because my whole water broke, that was fucking contractions. I felt like I needed to push, but it hurt. Like contractions were hurting really bad. So I went to the bathroom finally, because I had been laying there in pain for a while. And I had to push. And I pushed. What came out was my baby. And the placenta lining was like actually pretty big. And there's my baby in this little womb. Little sack. You can see its fingers and toes, its head, its eyes. Its little spine. Um, no, this one. And at that point, I was kind of numb, like that day after when I saw it, and I'm so happy I did that because I know a lot of people wish they did that or knew about that stuff or caught their baby. Um, so we had to open the sack, put my baby in this little tube, fill it with water or saline solution, and they're just peacefully in there. And then there's a little casket and put them in. I have pictures of that if you guys want to see, which is what I was talking about, not literally me pulling it out or anything like that. Another thing that I don't know if this is common either. This was like a week after my I started producing milk because my body had thought, oh, she gave birth. Um, my my boobs started getting really sore. And at first I didn't even know what it was. It happened like overnight. And I saw like a little liquid and I was like, what is that? And then I like did that. And sure enough, my boobs were producing milk. And that lasted for like 2 weeks. And they were firm. And if I had pumped, they probably would have still been, not still, but like I'm saying, I probably would have been able to donate because there was a lot. Like I'd wake up with like my shirt like really wet. But I didn't do that. I didn't really think of that. By the time I did, it was too late. Yeah. And that was just very hard for me because knowing that that was supposed to be for my baby and I can't even do that. Like, can't give it to my baby. My baby's not here. Looking at the baby clothes we bought, looking at the ultrasound, and by the way, we had heard the heartbeat because I know I said it was my first appointment, but we had went to this pregnancy center. They were so kind, and they gave us an ultrasound, and this was 6 weeks, and we heard the heartbeat. So yeah, we did hear the heartbeat. A couple days after the blood work came in, and we found out it was a boy, and I knew from the beginning it was a boy. We both wanted a girl, but I just knew it was a boy. So I was right about that. So I do refer my baby boy, but I didn't say that before just because that early on in the story we didn't know. I have to go to work soon though, so that's why I was looking at the time. Now I think I've covered everything about it actually happening, everything in between that. So now I'm going to get into the mental, how I've been feeling and stuff. This has taken such a toll on me. Even though he wasn't planned, I was so happy. And I felt like motherhood was just ripped away from me. And I remember the lady at that appointment when I had to use the urine thing. I had to pee in a cup. She was like, "Welcome to motherhood." On that same day, I found out my baby had no heartbeat. Anyway, I just felt like it was ripped away from me. And I know there's a lot of people probably feeling this. I don't know, though. I just want a family now. Like, I know it's not going to bring back the baby I lost. And I, in no way, shape, or form, want to replace that baby because that baby is special. That baby is my first baby. It's my angel baby. And I still love that baby. But I do want a family now. I do want to be a mother, and I do want that now. Like, it's just so complicated. My mental state is just everywhere. It's over here October, which is like I said, the month my baby was supposed to be born. Lost my baby in April. And it's so hard still. And you remember what I was saying about modeling, which I don't even know where that went. But basically, like I said, my mom was like, okay, now we have to get you back and running with modeling. About a month later, I went to New York. And I was so not prepared for that. I would see a little kid or a baby or a pregnant woman and I would break down. And obviously I would try not to do it in front of the models I was staying with, or I'll just try to be out by myself. Or I didn't try to do it at all, it just happened. But nobody there knew. I just felt like I was so alone. I couldn't talk to anybody because you're a model. They didn't even know I was pregnant before. I was just struggling the whole time I was there. I was just thinking about I would rather be home with my baby in my belly. It's my husband. Yeah. So mentally, it's been very tough. I guess that's all I came on here to say. Sorry, it's everywhere. This is probably the realest video ever because the fact that I have ADHD and this story just went 1,000 different places. And today's just been very hard. Because he does want a baby. It says when it happens, it will happen. But at the same time, I want it way more. It's just a lot. Yeah. I hope you guys are having a good day, and if you're struggling, or if you have an angel baby, just know they're up there watching you, and it'll be okay. And you can talk to me if you feel alone, and I'll comment back to everybody that I can.